Hey there, you. Yeah, you rubbing your eyes, maybe hitting snooze one too many times, or wondering how you're going to tackle today. I get it. Mornings can feel like a battle sometimes, can't they? You're not alone if you've ever scrolled through social media, seen those perfect morning routines of CEOs, artists, or influencers, and thought, how do they do it? How do they make their mornings look so magical? Well, let me let you in on a little secret. Successful people aren't superheroes. They're just like you and me. They've just cracked the code on starting their day with intention, energy, and a little bit of heart. And today, I'm going to walk you through the morning routine of successful people, not as some unattainable blueprint, but as a set of ideas you can tweak, play with, and make your own. Because your mornings, they're the foundation of your day, your dreams, your life. So grab a coffee or a glass of water if you're feeling extra hydrated, and let's dive into what makes mornings matter. Picture this, it's 6 a.m., the world is quiet, and you've got this sacred pocket of time before the chaos of the day kicks in. That's the magic of mornings. They're like a blank canvas, a fresh start to paint your day however you want. Successful people know this. They don't just stumble into their day, they design it. And no, it's not about waking up at 4 a.m. or doing 100 push ups before breakfast, unless that's your thing. It's about creating a routine that sets you up to feel focused, energized, and ready to take on whatever life throws at you. I remember when I first started rethinking my mornings. I was that person who'd roll out of bed 5 minutes before I had to leave, chugging coffee like it was my lifeline, and feeling like I was already behind. Sound familiar? Then one day, I decided to try something different, just one small change. I set my alarm 15 minutes earlier and spent that time sipping my coffee slowly, looking out the window and just breathing. That tiny shift changed everything. It wasn't about becoming a morning person overnight. It was about giving myself a moment to feel like I was in control. That's what we're going to explore today, how to craft a morning routine that feels like you, but with a sprinkle of what the world's most successful people do to make their days count. Let's start with the moment your eyes flutter open. That first second of consciousness sets the tone for your entire day. Successful people don't let their mornings happen by accident. They wake up with intention. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a morning person. Trust me, I hear you. I used to think mornings were my enemy too. But here's the thing, being intentional doesn't mean you have to leap out of bed like a Disney princess. It means deciding how you want to feel when you start your day and taking one small step toward that. Take someone like Oprah Winfrey. She shared that her mornings begin with gratitude. Before she even gets out of bed, she takes a moment to think about what she's thankful for. Maybe it's her health, her loved ones, or even just the fact that she woke up to a new day. It's not complicated, but it's powerful. It's like planting a seed of positivity that grows throughout the day. I tried this myself, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. One morning, I was grumpy, stressed about a work deadline, but I forced myself to name three things I was grateful for: my cozy blanket, my dog's wagging tail, and the smell of coffee brewing. Suddenly, the day didn't feel so heavy. So, how can you do this? It's simple. When you wake up, before you check your phone or start worrying about your to do list, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's one thing I'm grateful for today? It could be as small as the sunshine streaming through your window or as big as a new opportunity you're excited about. Write it down if you can. It makes it feel more real. This tiny act of intention rewires your brain to start the day with a sense of purpose. And trust me, it's like giving yourself a warm hug before the world gets loud. Okay, let's talk about something so simple. It's almost silly. Water. Yep, plain old H2O. You'd be amazed at how many successful people swear by starting their day with a glass of water. Think about it. Your body's been fasting all night and it's craving hydration. People like Ariana Huffington, the founder of the Huffington Post, start their mornings with a tall glass of water, sometimes with a slice of lemon for a little zing. It's not just about quenching thirst, it's about waking up your body and brain. I'll be honest, I used to think this was a bit overhyped. Water? Really? But then I started keeping a glass of water by my bed and drinking it first thing. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, I felt more alert, less groggy, and ready to move. Science backs this up too. Dehydration, even mild dehydration, can make you feel sluggish, foggy, and irritable. Drinking water first thing helps kickstart your metabolism, flush out toxins, and prep your body for the day. Here's a pro tip: make it fun. Add a slice of cucumber, a splash of lemon, or even a pinch of Himalayan salt if you want to get fancy. Keep a cute water bottle or glass by your bed so it's the first thing you see. It's a small act, but it's like telling your body, hey, we're starting this day right. And if you're someone who forgets, try this. Link it to something you already do. For me, it's brushing my teeth. I drink my water right after, no excuses. Small habits like this stack up, and before you know it, you're feeling like a slightly more hydrated, slightly more successful version of yourself. Now, let's get moving, literally. One thing you'll notice about successful people is that they don't let their mornings stay sedentary. Whether it's a full blown workout or a gentle stretch, they get their blood pumping. Take someone like Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin Group. He's up at 5 a.m., hitting the tennis court or going for a bike ride. Or look at Michelle Obama. She's been known to start her day with a workout, even when she was First Lady. But here's the thing: you don't need to be a fitness guru or have a home gym to make this work. Movement is about waking up your body and mind, not about perfection. For me, this was a struggle at first. I'm not exactly a gym rat, and the idea of a 6 a.m. run sounded like torture. So I started small: 5 minutes of stretching while listening to my favorite playlist. Some days I'd dance around my kitchen to Beyonce. Don't judge, it works. Those 5 minutes turned into 10, then into a quick yoga flow or a walk around the block. The point is, movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. It's about signaling to your body that it's time to show up for the day. Studies show that even 10 minutes of movement in the morning can boost your mood, improve focus, and reduce stress. It releases endorphins, those feel good chemicals that make you feel like you can conquer anything. So find what feels good for you. Maybe it's a brisk walk with your dog, a quick yoga session on YouTube, or even some jumping jacks in your pajamas. The key is to make it enjoyable so it doesn't feel like a chore. Ask yourself, what kind of movement makes me feel alive? Start there and watch how it transforms your mornings. Let's talk about your mind for a second. Successful people know that a clear mind is just as important as a strong body. That's why so many of them carve out time for mindfulness in the morning. Whether it's meditation, journaling, or just a few quiet moments, they create space to center themselves before the world demands their attention. Take Tim Ferriss, the author of The 4 Hour Work Week. He's a big advocate for morning meditation or journaling to set his intentions for the day. Or look at someone like Steve Jobs, who used to spend his mornings reflecting on what mattered most to him. For me, mindfulness was a tough one to crack. I thought meditation was for people who had hours to sit cross legged and chant Om. But then I tried something called a 1 minute meditation. You just sit, close your eyes, and focus on your breath for 60 seconds. That's it. No pressure, no fancy apps needed. The first time I did it, I was shocked at how much calmer I felt. It was like hitting the reset button on my brain. Now, some mornings I meditate for 5 minutes. Some days I just take a few deep breaths while staring at my plants. It's not about doing it right, it's about giving your mind a moment to catch up with your body. If meditation isn't your vibe, try journaling. Write down 3 things you want to accomplish today, or jot down whatever's on your mind. It's like decluttering your brain before the day starts. Or maybe you just sit with your coffee and think about one goal for the day. The point is to create a moment of stillness, a little pocket of peace that grounds you. Successful people do this because they know a cluttered mind can't create, innovate, or thrive. So give it a try, even if it's just for a minute. You might be surprised at how much clarity it brings. Let's talk about breakfast. You've probably heard it's the most important meal of the day, and while I won't bore you with cliches, there's truth to it. Successful people don't skip breakfast, not because they're following some rigid rule, but because they know food is fuel. Look at someone like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His mornings often include a hearty breakfast of eggs, oatmeal, and fruit to power his intense workouts and busy days. Or take Serena Williams, who's said to start her day with a balanced meal to stay energized for training. But breakfast doesn't have to be Instagram worthy to be effective. I used to be a grab a granola bar and go kind of person, but I realized I was crashing by 10 a.m., so I started experimenting. Some days it's a smoothie packed with spinach, banana, and protein powder. Other days it's just toast with peanut butter and a boiled egg. The key is to find something that nourishes you and makes you feel good. It's not about perfection, it's about giving your body what it needs to thrive. Here's a simple rule: aim for a balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Think eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with berries, or oatmeal with nuts. If you're always rushed, prep something the night before, like overnight oats or a smoothie pack you can blend in seconds. And if you're not a big eater in the morning, that's okay too. Even a small handful of nuts or a piece of fruit can make a difference. The goal is to fuel your body so you're not running on empty before lunch. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can eat that'll make me feel energized? Start there, and your mornings will thank you. Here's where successful people really shine. They plan their day, not in a robotic, overscheduled way, but with purpose. People like Elon Musk or Indra Nooyi, former CEO of PepsiCo, are known for mapping out their days to focus on what matters most. They don't just wake up and wing it, they set priorities. This doesn't mean you need a color coded spreadsheet unless that's your jam. It's about knowing what you want to accomplish and giving yourself a roadmap. I used to be the queen of, I'll figure it out later. Spoiler alert, I didn't. I'd end up overwhelmed, forgetting half my tasks, and feeling like I was always playing catch up. Then I started spending 5 minutes in the morning jotting down my top 3 priorities. Not a to do list a mile long, just 3 things that would make me feel accomplished by the end of the day. Maybe it's finishing a work project, calling a friend, or hitting the gym. Whatever it is, writing it down makes it real. Try this. Grab a notebook, your phone, or even a sticky note. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. They don't have to be huge. Sometimes it's as simple as drink more water or smile at a stranger. If you're tech savvy, use an app like Todoist or Notion. If you're old school, a pen and paper work just fine. The act of planning gives you clarity and control, and it's like telling the universe, I'm ready to make today count. Successful people do this because they know time is their most precious resource. You've got the same 24 hours they do. How are you going to use them? Successful people never stop learning, and mornings are a prime time to feed their minds. Whether it's reading a book, listening to a podcast, or even watching a TED Talk, they make time to grow. Bill Gates, for example, is a voracious reader who starts his day with books or articles to spark new ideas. Or take someone like Brene Brown, who's shared how she uses her mornings to reflect and learn, setting the tone for her creative work. I used to think I didn't have time for this. Who has time to read when you're juggling work, life, and maybe a kid or two? But then I realized learning doesn't have to be a big production. I started listening to a podcast while making breakfast or reading one page of a book while sipping my coffee. Some days it's just 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes add up. They make me feel like I'm investing in myself, not just my to do list. Here's how you can make this work. Pick something that excites you. Maybe it's a self help book, a biography, or a podcast about your favorite hobby. Start small, 5 minutes, one page, one episode. If you're not sure where to start, try something like Atomic Habits by James Clear for practical tips, or a podcast like How I Built This for inspiration. The goal is to feed your mind something that sparks curiosity or growth. It's like giving your brain a morning vitamin, and it sets you up to tackle the day with a fresh perspective. Here's something you might not expect. Successful people make time for connection in the morning. Whether it's a quick chat with a loved one, a text to a friend, or even a moment with their pet, they know relationships are the heartbeat of a meaningful life. Look at someone like Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Meta, who's talked about the importance of starting her day by connecting with her family, even if it's just a quick breakfast together. I used to rush out the door without saying a proper goodbye to my partner or even petting my dog. But then I noticed how much those small moments mattered. One morning, I started a habit of sending a quick thinking of you text to a friend or family member. It takes 10 seconds, but it fills my heart. Or I'll take a minute to cuddle with my dog, who, let's be honest, is the real MVP of my mornings. These tiny acts of connection remind me that success isn't just about achievements. It's about the people who make life worth living. Try this. Think of one person you want to connect with today. Maybe it's a quick, I love you to your partner, a funny meme to a friend, or even a moment to play with your pet. If you live alone, write a note to yourself about someone you're grateful for. These moments ground you and remind you that success is about more than just you. It's about the people you lift up along the way. Here's the thing about morning routines, there's no one size fits all. Successful people don't follow a cookie cutter plan. They create routines that fit their lives, their goals, their personalities. Take someone like Beyonce, who's said her mornings often include family time and creative reflection. Or contrast that with someone like Tony Robbins, who does a high energy morning ritual with cold plunges and affirmations. Both are successful, but their mornings look totally different. This is where you come in. Your morning routine should feel like you. If you hate running, don't force yourself to jog at dawn. If meditation makes you fidgety, try journaling or listening to music. The key is to experiment and find what lights you up. For me, it's a mix of water, a quick stretch, and 5 minutes of journaling while my coffee brews. Some days I add a podcast. Other days, I just sit in silence. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be. It's about creating a routine that makes you feel like the best version of yourself. Start small. Pick one or two things from what we've talked about, maybe drinking water and writing down 3 priorities. Try it for a week, see how it feels, and tweak as you go. Maybe you'll add a walk one day or swap journaling for meditation. The beauty of a morning routine is that it's yours to design. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do tomorrow morning that'll make me feel proud of myself? That's your starting point. Let's be real. Mornings aren't always Instagram perfect. Life happens. Maybe your kid wakes up early, your alarm doesn't go off, or you just don't feel like being productive. Successful people aren't immune to this either. They have off days too. The difference? They don't let a messy morning derail their entire day. They adapt. I'll never forget the morning I overslept before a big meeting. I was frazzled, spilling my coffee, and ready to write off the day. But then I remembered something I heard from Mel Robbins, the author of the 5 Second Rule. She says to count backward 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just move. So I did. I took a deep breath, drank some water, and scribbled one priority for the day. It wasn't my dream morning, but it got me back on track. Here's how you can handle messy mornings. Have a bare minimum routine. Maybe it's just splashing water on your face and saying one thing you're grateful for. Or maybe it's a 30-second stretch while you wait for your coffee. The point is to have a fallback plan for when life gets chaotic and give yourself grace. You don't have to nail your morning routine every day to be successful. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Here's the beautiful thing about mornings. They're not just about the first hour of your day. They're about the ripple effect they create. A intentional morning sets the tone for a focused day, which builds into a purposeful week, which turns into a life you're proud of. Successful people know this. They know that small, consistent habits like drinking water, moving their body, or planning their day compound over time. It's like investing in a savings account for your soul. I've seen this in my own life. When I started being intentional about my mornings, I didn't just feel better in the AM. I felt more confident at work, more patient with my loved ones, and more excited about my goals. It wasn't about becoming a different person. It was about showing up as the best version of myself. And that's what I want for you. So, as we wrap up, let's make a pact. Tomorrow morning, try one thing from this video. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or dancing to your favorite song. Start small, be kind to yourself, and watch how your mornings transform your days. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Because you, my friend, have everything it takes to create a morning routine that sets you up for success. And who knows, maybe one day someone will be watching a video about your morning routine, wondering how you make it look so magical. So, what's it going to be? What's one thing you're going to try tomorrow morning to make your day feel a little more intentional? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you loved this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs a morning boost, and subscribe for more tips on living your best life.